What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Out chilling out with the family, but at the same time, I get to give y'all an update on what's going out in these streets. You know what? I'm not even going to go over there. I'm going to switch it up, and I think I'm going to head into the basement. Let me dip away real quick so I can kick it with you guys and give you my thoughts on the latest of what's happening in the culture. Lighting is good enough for us to be able to chill. We got the little space in here where they be just chilling, having a good time, whatever, so on and so forth. But I got enough lighting to be able to get off my thoughts, right? So it's a lot of things that's happening this week, and I got a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be carrying y'all through as far as over the weekend. A lot of places that I'm visiting, a lot of places that I'm touring. So you're going to be seeing me do these videos on site and things like that. But I want to give my thoughts on one thing in particular, and that's this whole Damien Lillard divorce, right? So apparently he's getting divorced a couple days after he's got traded over into the Milwaukee Bucks, right? So he was in Portland. According to the reports, she living in one home now. He living in a completely different home, and now he living in a completely different state. And the interesting thing about it was that she was his college sweetheart, right? She was his college sweetheart. Now, why is that important to know? Why is it important to highlight the fact that she was his college sweetheart? Well, one of the reasons why that's important is because a lot of the talk over the last couple of weeks, especially from people like Ebony K. Williams, and she doubled down on her thoughts that Black women specifically had to make sure that they catch these guys early. I think it's important is because we got to stop worshiping these celebrities simply because it doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to be a successful marriage or a successful relationship. A lot of people are giving you the game where they're trying to reconfigure their thoughts, and they're taking different people's talking points as far as whether or not you should get with a guy early, or if it makes sense for you to be able to catch him in high school or in college, or if you know what I'm saying, get with your spouse or whatever, so on and so forth. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to have a successful marriage and relationship. So, stop worshiping celebrities. Just because you see the pictures, just because you see people on Instagram, celebrities, influencers, all of that, right? Just because they can put up a basketball doesn't mean that that translates into being successfully married, right? That's number one. Number two, they said that they got married in 2020. Was it 19 or 20? I don't know specifically, but they got married then. But at the same time, they had been having a relationship since he was in college, or since they were in college, right? And then the third thing is, I don't believe that most people are prepared for what you are to become. And so the thing that you're looking for when you first find them is completely different from the thing that they wind up being once you get with them. All right. And this also speaks to one of the things that people think is a big thing, which is when you get married, things change. That's not what it is. What happens in most instances is once you get married, people get complacent. And so once people get complacent, or once people feel satisfied, they stop dating. And I often tell you guys that I didn't even start dating until after. Again, let me say that. I didn't even start dating until after I get married, because it actually puts you in the mindset of what you're supposed to be doing, what all y'all put on the front load. Y'all front loading y'all relationships by doing all of the things that you're supposed to do while you married in the beginning, which then leaves you with no kind of insight and understanding of how it is that you maintain it. Again, it's the difference between being successfully married and just being married, right? Anybody can get married. Most people don't even know why they're getting in a relationship in the first place. But very few people can give you the insight on how you can be successfully married. Meaning, when you get into a relationship, it's supposed to be blissful. It's supposed to be awesome. It's supposed to be dope. Y'all supposed to be having a good time, right? When you come home, it's supposed to be a great thing that you're looking forward to, not something that you're looking forward to get away from, because marriage is not just for the kids, it's for you too. And one of the problems is that people come into it with trauma, issues, problems. They expose themselves to so many different things that's not for them. They listen to their friends and their family. And then more importantly, once you get famous, most people can't handle the visibility that comes with whatever that other spouse is, because usually it just comes with one person. They can't handle the visibility that comes with that one spouse and whatever it is that comes with it. Two things. Number one, When you get with a person that's high value, because everybody wants to get with a high value man. When you get with a person that's high value, and this goes for both the man and the woman, your life is going to significantly change because it is not like being in a relationship. It's not like being in a regular person relationship, middle class. He goes home, come home, play video games, chill, or he works hard and then y'all have sex and y'all go to bed at night. And then hopefully somebody can raise the kids right? That's not what it is. It's a completely different dynamic. He going to a different city. He got a lot of people tapping in with him. She got a lot of people tapping into her DMs. Access is plentiful. Most people don't have the character to be able to keep them as they go through these things. And so most times that relationship is going to dissolve because the thing that you were looking for when you got together is not the thing that's going to keep you. And the character is the stuff that you got to work on. And then you also want to be in a space to where you do not get tempted. And most of the time, infidelity also plays a role. It's not necessarily the thing that they divorce for, but it absolutely plays a role in what it is that you're dealing with. So you got to be very, very, very careful of what you expose yourself to, which then puts you at risk of then breaking up your family after you have kids, because most people are not prepared in order to endure through the relationship. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to just tell you, bro, and this is realer than life. The thing that you're supposed to be vetting for, and this goes for women too, is whether or not this is the person that you're trying to be with for the next 30 years, meaning that whatever it is that they are to become. And this is why you date based off of potential, because even if a person is a ready-made person, they're going to be a completely different person 10 to 15 years from now. Is that the type of person that you can see yourself growing with and living the rest of your life with? Stop just staying based off of or living based off of what your current circumstances are. Start looking at where you're going in life and what role is that person going to fit into your life. Again, it's a difference between the way that rich people or people that are very intentional are looking at relationships, and it's a difference between people that are middle class and regular everyday people look at relationships. People that have resources, people that have less visibility, people that continue to work and continue to grind and continue to go in a certain direction, looking at marriage from a business perspective, they tend to have much more success with their children and much more success in their relationships, versus regular everyday people that based off of regular everyday standards that do not understand the purpose of relationships and marriage in the first place. It is very unfortunate to see that this man is getting divorced. I do not like anybody breaking up their family. Obviously, I want to wish them the best. I do not believe that any man should stay in a situation where they're unhappy. Obviously, no details has come out as to why they're getting divorced, so you can't really speculate on it. But my point is that just because you catch them early doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make for a fruitful relationship long term. So they only giving you a small piece of the pie when they're having these conversations. When you're listening to the Ebony K. Williams, when you're listening to people that talk about relationships, when you're listening to people that are trying to give you their insight and information as to, hey, go ahead and catch them early, it don't mean that they still going to be with you when they 40, because he's still in his 20s and he's already moving into a completely different situationship or a whole nother city. And his kids, I believe, is probably still over in Portland. And that's messed up, right? So all I'm telling you is be very, very careful about what it is that you're getting yourself into. And when you're seeking insight and information as to whether or not you should be with somebody based off of whatever criteria that you're basing it off of, make sure that you're aligning yourself with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And then more importantly, it's a difference between being successfully married and just being in a relationship. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught in the hype. It is a way to be successfully married if that is what you choose to do. I do not advocate for or against it because I think everybody has to make their own decisions. But more importantly, tap into the people that actually got the insight. We can give you the game. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.